What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Movie Roulette Mondays here, episode 15, and it's also going to be the last episode for a little bit, guys. Just to let you guys know, we are restructuring the channel a little bit. We're going to be making some structural changes for the main podcast on Fridays. This might make a return to that, but for now, this is going to be the last solo episode of Movie Roulette. If you guys are pissed off and you want us to keep doing it, comment below, and maybe we will. But for now, we're finishing it off a great one. For me, at least. One of my favorite movies of all time.
And for our last episode, we have a special guest coming back.
Special guest? Yeah, Matt.
Oh, my God.
Matt, you're here.
What's up, guys?
For a movie, out of all the movies we watch, I didn't expect you to be here for this one. I'm nervous. Yeah. Matt's in here.
Yep.
Because this is one of my favorite movies ever. Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott. It's an adaptation of the Philip K. Dick novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Stupid name.
I've read the book. It's a little different. I actually think the movie's better than the book. They're both great, though.
You have to read the book.
This is a noir sci-fi film. I think that's the best way to put it. Classic 80s film. When it came out, not a lot of people saw it. It's very much a cult classic. But it's Harrison Ford. It's the 80s. It's sci-fi. It's beautiful visual effects. It's beautiful music. Matt, I'll let you kick it off here because you look like you're steaming right now. Let me hear what you got to say.
Well, listen, RJ, I know you love this movie.
I do.
And I know a lot of people out there love this movie. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't.
I know.
I actually hate this movie.
Why is that, Matt?
And, I think it sucks and blows, RJ. Okay. And it's just not for me. And
but what about it, though, specifically?
I had high expectations. You lent me the DVD.
Well, you love Harrison Ford.
He's my favorite actor.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, Harrison Ford, like 80s, like in his prime, like here we go. No, this movie just like is depressing as hell. It wakes up. It starts out.
Yeah.
Like it's just raining the whole movie. And I don't know. It just, I get very uncomfortable just watching this movie.
It's not a comfort. Yeah.
It's very uneasy. I'm like never like happy. Like I really don't know what's going on, to be honest.
He's describing a noir film.
Sorry.
Like the androids are like weird, dude.
Yeah.
And like I didn't even finish the movie. For me to not finish the movie is like rare. I wasn't interested in the plot. I didn't know what was going on. It looked like it smelled like the whole movie, like the cities and just
inside of a city dump.
Oh my! It just.
See, it's weird because all the things you just complained about is what I like about it.
And like, dude, I just got so weird when like the two androids go to like the creator's house.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, they're like touching them and shit.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, you know what? This isn't for me. I shut it off. I said, I don't care how it ends. And listen, everyone loves it, so maybe I'm the jackass.
I mean, not everyone. But it's definitely.
I don't like it.
To me, like, it's a noir movie through and through. I think Nick, you would agree with that. It's very dark, and I'll be lying to you if I said it was a fast movie. It's very.
To clarify,
slow.
You mean it's visually dark?
No, I think it's like
dark
thematically
theme?
dark.
Really?
Well, yeah, to an extent. We'll talk about the ending in a minute, but I don't know. I think it's just all people like different things. I think it is if you don't want to watch, you got to sit down and watch this movie.
Give me a synopsis. Give me like a 3-sentence synopsis of the film. Who do we
it
follow?
Takes place
Harrison
in
Ford.
the future. Well, at the time, 2019 was the future when this movie came out, and Rick Deckard, played by Harrison Ford, is a Blade Runner, and essentially in this world. This corporation called the Tyrell Corporation created humanoid robots that are called replicants, and basically to use them as slaves off-world in space to do mining or whatever. Some of them came back and revolted. Obviously, they killed some people, and Rick Deckard he's put back into action as the Blade Runner, as they call him. He hunts down replicants, and he has to like do this one final job because he wants to retire. That's pretty much
That's
it.
where it always starts. These movies.
It's awesome. Yeah,
they got one left. Top
job.
Gun,
Morgan
same
Freeman
thing.
in 7.
One last
ride. It's all the same thing. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's a dystopian future. It really kind of like set the stage for sci-fi movies going forward in terms of like visuals, music. Like it's that cyberpunk look. It's LA in the future. It's a lot of like Asian influence. You see like he's eating noodles. You see the like ads on the screen. It looks like, not too dissimilar from what we see today being made with all those crazy screens in Times Square and all that stuff. But I mean, from an objective standpoint, like it's visually, I think, incredible to look at. I mean, just that first shot of like the skyline and then the Tyrell building, and like it looks beautiful. You can tell it's like this nice miniature that they shot it on. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this movie. Well, he said it was uncomfortable. It's like a weirdly comfortable movie for me, other than the end. The end is a creepy scene when he's fighting Roy Beatty in the apartment building. But Nick, what do you think of this movie?
So it's I like the filmmaking aspect of it.
Okay.
Story-wise, it's I don't know. I think if you have too much of something, like you can have too much of a good thing. Like it's never daytime. It's like always night. It's always raining. It does look and feel like they shot it inside of a city dump, like which I guess is kind of the point, right? Yeah. But I love the miniature. Like again, I like the filmmaking aspect of it. But it's so dark. It's so like everything is
with the neon lights. Like you don't.
So there's a great indie film guy. His name's Ian Hubert, and he does a lot of like I don't know, 3D animation stuff. And he made basically his own city and then filmed his girlfriend on a green screen, and he created his own web series. And we can get into that at a different time. I think you'd really like it because it's like a Blade Runner type city, except it's like daytime. So like you can see the whole world that this kid has created and everything. And part of the reason back in this time, like in the 1980s and stuff, they shot everything on a miniature. So like if you shoot a miniature in the dark, it's a lot easier to say that's a huge skyscraper. You know what I mean? They didn't have digital stuff.
Which is why it looks so good, probably.
Right. But yeah, it's cool. Personally, I like 2049 a little bit better.
2049 is one of the best sequels ever.
But visually, 2049 is very stimulating.
Yes.
And this one is interesting. I know. Do you know Jaden Moffat? No. Oh, he's a cinematographer. Goes to college in New York, but he's a good friend of mine, and he loves Blade Runner. He loves
a lot of cinematographers do love Blade Runner.
It's. I mean, again, visually, there's some cool stuff, but I agree, it's a creepy kind of weird.
But see, to me, I'm surprised you don't love this movie because it's such a noir movie.
It is. I know. Okay, but like I like classic noir. You know, like I like black and white, and like if it's raining outside, you're seeing it hit the window, and then you get You know, like I like that kind of stuff. But like
the scenes with his apartment and like the shades coming through the light and him drinking.
Who's the blonde guy? The blonde guy that plays the
villain? Roy Beatty, Rutger Hauer.
He's a creep. He creeped
But that
me
monologue at the end is like iconic. The tears in the rain monologue.
Yeah.
It's good.
I get it. I'm just saying.
But what I like about this movie is it doesn't spoon feed you.
Yeah.
Like for people who don't know, there's 3 versions of this movie. There's the theatrical cut that came out in 1982 that famously the studio made Ridley Scott put a voiceover in with Harrison Ford, and everyone got pissed off because the studio kind of just, you don't need the voiceover. You know, they kind of treating the audience like they're dumb and having Harrison Ford said before he hates the voiceover. Like it's just like explaining to the audience what's going on.
Yeah.
Then a second cutout, the director's cut came out where I think it was like more of the color grading shifted. This one that we watched, the final cut is like definitive. It cut out the voiceover, and then the ending is different. You see Rick has that vision of the unicorn in the film. Then at the end, his detective, Gaff, I think his name, the other guy he was working with, drops the origami unicorn, implying that his memories, the unicorn vision, is implanted and that he is a replicant. Now, Ridley Scott said that he is a replicant. The book, he's not a replicant, and the writer said it's ambiguous. So it's a big topic of debate.
I think this is where you lose people like Matt. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, you know, you love this movie. I don't want to shit on it. You know, I don't. You know.
No. Listen, Arjun didn't make the fucking movie. I mean, what I'm saying is like from the perspective of like so Star Wars is a sci-fi. It's not. It's an action-y movie. It's not really a noir. But like, if there's this much controversy over needing a voiceover versus not needing a voiceover, I don't know. If you're gonna make a movie about something, right? If you're gonna adapt a book into a film, just go by the book. You know what I mean? Like, why do you have to change it to be that in the movie he's a replicant, in the book he's not, and then he's an ant? Fine, that's fine. But for the writer to say it's ambiguous, the filmmaker says that he is, and the book, the original story says that he isn't.
Right. I think it was Ridley having a little fun. You know,
maybe, but I'm just saying,
I don't think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think whether he's a replicant or not affects the story, right?
Okay.
It's an interesting thing to ponder at the end of the movie when he runs off with Rachel, and then obviously in 2049 you find out the result of their relationship.
Sure.
But I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I like to say he's not. I think it's just cooler that way, and I think it makes what happens in 2049 a little bit more miraculous. When Ryan Gosling takes in
Miles Miraculous. Oh no,
yeah,
sorry.
oh, there you go. I don't know, but obviously,
Spider-Man.
listen. I mean, not everyone likes this movie, though. It's a cult classic. Like there are people who don't like this movie too, and I see where you're coming from, Matt. It's a slow movie. It really is.
For something that's like takes place in a dystopian future with flying cars in a metropolis of a city, I'd rather watch Batman. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Me too.
If you're gonna have a dark city Gotham-esque kind of movie, I'd rather watch Batman than Blade Runner. But there are some people who think I'm insane for saying that.
I think you all have valid criticisms. I'm not.
That's
I'm
all.
not
Listen, I like the movie, but I think part of the reason that I like 2049 better is because it's more visually stimulating. There's more color and there's more.
Yeah,
bright,
it's definitely brighter. There's daylight scenes in that.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's literally my only real critique. I think from a noir aspect of it, it's very interesting.
Matt, I think you should check out 2049. Maybe.
I think you would like 20. You like Ryan Gosling?
I do.
You would like 2049.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Deakins.
Yeah, Roger Deakins.
Well, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's
Come
the
on.
best.
And Denis.
That's a good too.
Let's rate it. Now, on this show, we do it out of 5 kneecaps. The final review here for Movie Roulette at the moment. So I'm going to finish it with something I've never done before on this show, and that's a 5. 5 out of 5.
You bastard.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to go 0.5.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, really? Like that
I'm going to
low?
give my all-time lowest score. I didn't finish the movie.
No, that's fair. That's
okay,
fair.
that's fair.
That's
It's
fair.
like a walk out of the theater.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 3. I'll give it a 3
out of wow.
3 out of 5.
Wow,
yeah.
that's good. Those are very different scores. I think we're all aligned when we're reviewing.
Yeah.
But
no, I'll go with a 3.
First 5, last 5. There you go.
First 5, last 5.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's cool.
Guys, thank you for watching our review. Hope you enjoyed Blade Runner, or maybe you didn't, like Matt over here. Comment below what you thought of the movie. And guys, if you want to see Movie Roulette continue separately on the main podcast, let us know if you want to hear us review some more movies. But for now, this is the last episode of Movie Roulette. Things are changing, though. We'll tell you about it when we know, when we figure it out. Until then, we'll see you. How you doing?